Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitchin with Laura. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. I know, it's such a weird week, right? Okay, come on. Come on. Focus. Alright, today we are going to be working on London. I know I said I started on this, but it's too confetti to work on in a video, so we're going to be working right up here in this sky part to kind of come across to meet all that. Isn't that a gorgeous picture? It's just absolutely stunning. Love it. Maybe I should have started down here with the flowers or something. I don't know. But I really want to work on that, but yeah. It's just every fourth one is something else, so we'll just keep it simple, right? And this is a beautiful blue. It is 21, 798. Yeah, 798. So what's everybody up to? We're at midweek already. I mean, like, already. It's outrageous. The way that these weeks are just going so fast. I forgot I was going to pull it up so you could see what the heck is going on. I had to back it down or else the picture wouldn't show. Yeah, I'm having a day. I don't know, maybe I'm just a little hyper about working tomorrow, but we can do this. It's not something that I can't not do. So, yay. Anybody got plans for Thanksgiving already or anything like that? I believe the plan is to go to my son's and I'll fix a couple things, but I'm not going crazy this year. I just don't have it in me. So, we'll see. And I think I've talked him into 2 pumpkin pies. I believe he makes those, not from scratch, but he gets like a pre-made pie crust, because that wasn't in his cooking repertoire to learn how to make pie crust. So, hey, I get a pre-made, what do you call it? Graham cracker crust. So, because I don't want to have to roll those graham crackers out anymore. Yeah, that just absolutely kills my shoulders. So, that won't be happening. But I do make the filling for graham cracker cream pie from scratch. I have his grandmother's recipe that I've had, God, since I married his father 20 years ago. Or 30 years ago, I should say. Almost close to 40 years. Yeah. So. And it turns out usually really well. Now that, watch, this year it'll, have a flummery faint or something. One year I cooked what do you call it? The filling, and everything was perfect. I put the meringue on it, put it in the oven for the meringue to cook. I don't know what happened. But we cut into that pie, and it was like I hadn't even cooked the filling. So I don't know what happened there. And I've been cooking this at high altitude for 20, 25 years. So I have no idea what happened that year. It's kind of like when I made, what was it? Oh, you remember Bisquick. Well, I wanted to make chicken and dumplings with the Bisquick mix. I haven't made that in a while. And I dropped all the dumplings into it, put the lid on it, said don't remove it for like 20 minutes. or whatever it was to cook it. And when I took the lid off, there wasn't a dumpling one. So, yeah. Not all the time does everything work at a high altitude. So, yay. So sometimes it works. Oh yeah, and the pecan pie. No, I never make pecan pie anymore. From scratch. With my mother's recipe. Pecans were really expensive back when the kids were like, 5 or 6. I mean, it was a luxury, you know, that we didn't have in the early days. But I bought the pecans, made the pecan recipe just like my mother had made it, and I put the pie in. Everything was going well. And when I went to take it out, all the filling had boiled over onto, because I had it on a sheet, like a cookie sheet. I had it in the pie plate and on the cookie sheet. Yeah. And all the filling was out of it and burned on the pan. And the pecans were in the bottom of the pie crust. Oh, it was great. Oh, I was so mad. So from that point on, I just buy either a frozen one, Mrs. Fields, or whoever has one. Sometimes Marie Callender's does. Or we have a bakery at our grocery store, so I just buy what they have and go on. Yeah, my days of making that from scratch was totally over. So, when you're at 8,000 feet, some things just don't work. Have y'all had that problem? Like, it's either Christmas or Thanksgiving, you know. That's where the deal always goes wrong. Or if you're making deviled eggs. And you go to take them out of the shells. I'm trying to figure out what that is. And when you peel off the shell, it takes half the egg with you. Yeah. I swear one time we had to cook 2 dozen eggs just to get enough deviled eggs for dinner. Because it kept pulling apart the egg white. Oh, it was great. Tell me about your flummery faints at Christmas. And if that wasn't happening, somebody was always sick. Like it never ever failed. So, you know. We will see. Oh, gosh. With my daughter's bunch, somebody's always sick. Or something happens. Went for my granddaughter's birthday, and my grandson had been out on a field trip, and he had sunburned so bad that he had to stay in the car. We ordered his food, and him and his dad, took their meals and went home because he couldn't even hardly sit in the car. Oh yeah, it was special. So, yeah. Well, it did not only happen to my daughter. Every time it was Christmas, somebody was sick in my house. So it was either me, my sister, or mom, dad, somebody. And at that point, we were going to everybody else. Like, 1 week we'd go to my dad's side, and 1 week we'd go to my mom's side. And she had 4 other brothers and sisters, so they'd rotate what year, who was going to have it, because everybody was in town. Oh, yeah, it was awesome. So, yeah, you know what they say about the best laid plans. It's always something. But I just wondered if that ever happened to anybody else. And one year we had Thanksgiving. My son, he was about 6 months old, something like that. So he was still in the high chair. And we had two guys that had come from Texas, and they were up gold panning. And they had decided to stay the winter. And so we were going to have them and just us, right? So I got the whole meal fixed. You know, it took all day back then. And everybody got a plate, and they all sat on the couch because, you know, we didn't have a table. We had a table big enough to put all the food on. And I had my son right there by that table. And everybody got a plate. They all sat down. And why does that do that? And I went to go sit down to feed my son and everything. And I picked up a salt shaker because I was going to eat and feed him at the same time. I dropped the salt shaker right in the middle of the table, and it was one of those lead crystal ones. Yeah, it shattered glass all over the food. I ended up having to... I was so mad I picked up the turkey, and I went to go throw it in the sink. I was so pissed. And it hit the window and broke the window. Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. Horrible, horrible Thanksgiving. Yeah. So, yeah, but we've had, you know, some great ones. That's just a few of the flummery faints in between. So, we'll see how it all goes. Oh yeah, I was talking about stopping and starting. Okay, I'm gonna get to a big place. I promise here. I promise. I promise. We're going right here. I noticed that Stitching Dreamer was back. Who is Ching, but the name of her channel is Stitching Dreamer. She's back after 6 months. I was beginning to worry about her. I wondered where she had been. I hadn't seen her on or having a video, so she said she moved. That's always an ordeal. It takes me 6 months to get it all back together. But, you know me, if I moved, I'd have it all set up the next day, and you'd never know I moved. So, that was if I could set up right to do a video after all the moving and sorting around, but I'd have my desk up and be stitching the next day. I just don't let much grass grow under my feet. Gotta have my stitching to keep me sane. Stitching, diamond painting, you know. It's real. So I was glad to see her on. Molly's over there dreaming. Like, what is that noise? Oh, God. Yes, I gotta go to work today, and today we got an order, so I don't know if he'll be late or early or anything. We'll see. I guess it all depends on the weather. Oh, it was so cold last night at work. It got down to 15 degrees before I left work. The wind was blowing like 9-10 miles an hour, nothing big. But it made it like it was like 6 or 8 by the time I left. It was just completely cold. I went out there to get the We have a 5-gallon bucket with the things you wash your windows with. I had forgot all about it, wasn't even paying attention. I'm used to just bringing it in at the end of the night. I went to go get that puppy, and 3/4 of it was froze solid. Yeah, I left it out far too long. So, yeah, maybe they won't even put it out today. I have no idea. But they put it out, and of course the sun's shining on it. Everything's good. But it did not get warm at all today. Not at all. Or yesterday, sorry. Jeez. Can't even think. So, yeah. So I don't know if I'll have to put stuff away or if it will have already come. Sometimes they come 11, 12 o'clock in the morning, before I get there too. So by then they've practically got it all done. So, fun times. And it was boring. Didn't have many people traipsing around in the cold, and those that were, just they'd hook up, start their gas and get back in their car because it was freezing. But it never snowed, never did nothing. Now this is the type of place where it'll get to be like 20 degrees and then it'll snow like crazy. It's like, what the heck? Forget 32. It waits until it gets to sub-zero weather to snow insanely. So I wish it would, but it can wait. I mean, I don't mind driving around on it because we have snow plows and stuff, and they're really good about, um, you know, cleaning off the roads, and because people got to go places. They got to get kids to school, and the buses got to run. And fun times, fun times. And I think Monday, the kids are off all that week. I think. So. Daughter's just looking forward to that. Yay. And I don't know if my son-in-law, he's been at this landfill for a long time, so I think he gets a couple weeks off, so I don't know if he's going to take a week, of Thanksgiving, or if he's going to take the week of Christmas. He usually does something like that, so fun times. Oh, come on, please. Really? You gotta start, right? There we go. Then we gotta pull this down, or we'll be right back where we started. Sometimes I don't let the thread dangle long enough, and it gets all messed up. Very nice thread, though. Did you do it again? Really? Okay. And it eventually works itself out. Yesterday I tried to lay down before I went to work, and that didn't happen. I have no idea why or wherefore. So we'll see. Now tomorrow I gotta go in at noon instead of 2. So, here we are. Okay, I guess we're going this way for a while. That's what happens when I talk and stitch at the same time. Didn't watch anything on Netflix last night. Just didn't feel like even turning it on. I stitched on that Welcome Christmas thing a little bit, but evidently I was just too tired to think about it. Sometimes I can come home and stitch, and sometimes not so much. Goodness. So that's my grand plans for next week, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. So got my son-in-law driving, so we'll see how well that works out. I guess I'll just go right over here. What the heck? This thing has its moments. Like I said, that Big Ben Tower is gonna be like all 44 colors, just like right there, I swear. So it's gonna have to take more patience than I have today. I usually just get one color and do that, and go on to get another color, and I'll get like a half of a thread of whatever I'm working on, and that'll go as far as it goes, and then just keep moving. I tried a full thread, and that's just way too much. Then I end up having to put threads back or whatever. So I just get a half a thread. Now today I got a full thread of this, but so that works out fine. Because I knew I'd be doing a big area. Did I tell you how much I love these threaders? They're just awesome. Amazon. It's like $2.50 for 50. That'd almost be too much. And I've still got the same bag that had it in it, and I bought it, good Lord, 3 years ago? Yeah. They last a while if you can just keep hold of it. Now, somebody gave me a good idea, and I can't remember who it was, so I'm sorry. I can't give you credit. But they said that, and I do have some, get a big safety pin and attach it here. Because, see, this won't, it's not magnetized, but if you use a safety pin and put it here, then it stays right there on the magnet. Yeah. Do you think I could go find those safety pins? Yeah, I think I got one somewhere. But I might actually do that. I know. There's another thread there. I don't want to talk about it. It's fine. Everything is fine. So I hope today will probably go fast since we got the order. That always gives us something to do for a couple hours. And she said she's going to get, now right now, this time of year, we usually get, every other week we have an order. So next week she'll have another order since it's Thanksgiving weekend-ish. And a lot of people come in town. Plus we've had a lot of hunters. And evidently that season will go through Thanksgiving because the guy that worked on my water heater said he was going to go hunting that week. So I don't know when my son will go or if he's already been. So who knows? So I know it extends through Thanksgiving there sometimes. So there'll be a lot of people. But the last couple years, I've gone to my son. Hadn't been a whole lot of traffic on the road. So, evidently people by the actual day are where they need to be. That's back when we were doing the parent exchange, One of my kids would bring their father wherever and then pick me up and take me back, and then the person that got the other person would take that person back and pick up the other person. So, yeah. Special and swell. Now everybody has their own vehicle. It's like, just go. But I am going to go with my daughter and son-in-law. Of course, and the grandkids. So. I'll go at once. I know, it's the only thing I've got going this week, or within the next 2 weeks. Besides, doing a stitch with me, or a drill with me, or something like that, but that's kind of commonplace, so you know it's going to happen. And it's kind of nice to go to my kids' house and let them all do the cooking for a change. God knows I did it for 16 years or so, or more, while they were growing up. Because we rarely went anybody else's house for Thanksgiving. We always had our own Thanksgiving, so. Oh, and of course I left 2 out down there. I'm telling you, some days it just does not pay to talk and stitch at the same time. That was weird. Kind of like in these sky areas. This one's at least broke up. It's not in a huge area, so you can work on a section at a time. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 different symbols right in here. So you can do a fair size at one time. Alright guys, well I think that's going to be it today. Thank you for joining me. Hope you liked working on London here. We got a long way to go. This thing isn't, what is it, 60 by 80? Yep, 60 by 80, but, you know, a little bit at a time. Alright guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and please hit the bell. That way you'll know when my next video comes out. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you next time. God bless. Bye-bye. Keep stitching.